Interesting. So then that begs to me the question, what does the organization think? What do your clients think? How does the team feel about now working remote, where you don't have the cool spaces in office that you get to kind of physically collaborate? How has this experience really changed how the organization and the team is thinking and feeling right now?
So great question. For us, I've talked to a lot of our leadership team and even our frontline staff. And coming out of the gate, kind of early March, April, even into May, finding that flow, that rhythm, that routine was a bit challenged. There was some speed wobbles, so to speak, coming out of the starting gate, because when you're so used to waking up, doing your morning routine, getting in the car, commuting or getting on the bus to the office, that's your flow. You get into the office, you kind of have your whole day planned out. When that is just overnight ripped from underneath you, and your office is the same place that you eat dinner and that you have family time and that you sleep and you play video games, it was challenging from the top all the way down to find that flow. But personally speaking, somebody that is an ambivert, I can be an extrovert when I need to as a leader. And then I also recharge by just being alone. I prefer to be in an office. So for me, I've been going through some of that withdrawal, if you will, and finding that rhythm and routine. Now, I got this office posted up in our house, and I don't ever want to go back to the office. I want to be a Belay employee. I just have found a good flow, a good rhythm, learned how to separate work and life, kind of found that balance. And a lot of our staff is doing that as well. We have a lot of sales development reps, which are SDRs. You know, this is a kind of an entry level role for some people. And they're still living at home with mom and dad, some of them, and kind of have roommates and so forth. And I've seen photos where they have monitors on their kitchen table and they're kind of having their laptop and doing customer calls on their living room couch. So people have been very flexible, but I think that was probably the most important thing, is really finding that flow. There's so many positives that come with remote. There is zero commute time. I walk from the bedroom where the shower was to here, and it takes me
like
about
5-second
steps.
commute.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
So much better. So I don't come in stressed because I was dealing with Seattle traffic or Charlotte traffic or Atlanta traffic or Los Angeles traffic. I come into the office on time, charged up, ready to rock and roll. It allows people so much flexibility to, if you have kids, to take them to the bus stop or take them to school, or feed them lunch, or do a load of laundry. You have so much flexibility when you're working remote, not talking even about the overhead cost of not paying a monthly bill for a building. It just allows people to be much more effective and efficient. On the contrary, I think one thing that maybe is a con from in-person office to now going this way is noticing just the communication, projects being done. They can go stale pretty quickly because you're not walking past that person's office, or just quickly as on the way to the bathroom. Hey, Lisa, how's that project going? Quick little check in on this. That quick fire type stuff, it creates some challenges there. So you have to put a system in place so you can still have that over communication. You can still have project management and seeing a project through quick fashion, because that in-person stuff that we could just around the water cooler do a pulse check on something. So counteracting some of the challenges that you do lose, or that are created when you do go remote, but quickly, navigating and pivoting on those to make sure that communication is strong, and over communicate is clutch during this time on project.
I mean, I feel like we're a parrot. We constantly are, chirping and saying, over communicate. Since we've been doing this from the get-go, we know exactly what you mean. There could be a lot of pain. A lot can fall through the cracks if you don't out front immediately go into leading and working with a ton of communication. We always say 10 times what you think you need to communicate remotely than you would in an office.
And here's the thing, we've been doing this for
Yes,
10 years
yes.
and we're still refining our communication.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was Tricia, maybe 4 months ago that we're like, hey, we need to add in a weekly staff meeting. You know, I mean, we just thought we were just already communicating so much, but man, I mean, it's been so positive to hear from our team that they just love seeing us on video. So here we are 10 years, you know, we're still learning. I think it's an evolving ecosystem when you are working remotely. So I appreciate that you're really putting out there that it's possible to be very successful remotely. But that there are some things, let's be truthful, there are some things that you lose not being in person, and either you embrace that and you find a way around it, or maybe you offer what you guys are doing there at PushPay, and maybe it's a combination of the both.
The last thing I will add, the biggest pro of remote for us is it expands the talent pool.
Yes.
We are
I mean, boy, does it ever. Yeah.
Hello.
That's
Seattle
something
is
to
great.
get excited about right there. I like that.
Seattle is great. It's a mini Silicon Valley. There's no doubt about it. We have two of the biggest companies in the entire world, Amazon and Microsoft, in our backyard. Talent is a dime a dozen up here. However, as we've been building for 8 years and attracted 500 staff, you need to go beyond Seattle. And what this allows is us to tap into additional talent pools outside of our zip code or the surrounding zip codes. And so we've been able to do that and hire folks on the East Coast and in central time zone area. And it serves our customer base better because they're on those time zones. So you can tap into additional talent pool, which is a huge, huge blessing.